Happy Friday, Cheshire. I'm Jennifer Dilling, candidate for Town Council at Large, joined by...
And I'm Jim Jinks, running for re-election in the 2nd District for Town Council.
We're here. We're going to start a small series each week of these short little videos, only about a minute or two. Hope you stay with us, talking about some big issues here in town. So Jim, you and I have both been out knocking doors, talking to voters. One of the questions I've been asked a bunch of times is, are you guys running against each other? There's so many Democrats, there's so many Republicans. You're in office now. Can you help us understand how it works here in Cheshire?
It is confusing with all the different signs, for sure. I've heard the same thing. So we have, on the Town Council, there are 9 candidates. And this year there are 9 candidates running for, or there are 2 candidates running for each seat. So there are 18 people in town running for the 9 seats. So that's a lot of signs, obviously.
So many signs around, and just behind us.
We also have in Cheshire, so it breaks down a little more complicated. We have 4 district seats and we have 5 at-large seats. So when you go to vote, wherever you're going to vote, you're picking your district candidate, and you're also picking 5 out of the 10. So you choose any 5. So yeah, it is a little bit complicated. And also with Board of Ed this year, not everyone in the Board of Ed runs at the same time, I guess, thankfully. But so there are 3 seats up for this year, and there are 6 candidates running for those 3 seats. So obviously it's confusing for everyone, but that's how it breaks down. We have 9 people running for each seat, 18 people running for the seats on the council, and then 3 open seats on the Board of Ed, so there's 6 people running there.
Yeah, so on November 2nd, when you go to your polling location, if you live in the 2nd district, like Jim and I do, you can vote for both of us. So I'll be voting for Jim, and I'll probably be voting for myself as well for at-large. So, make sure that you take a look at the ballots beforehand. You can also still apply for an absentee ballot if you don't want to go to the polls this year. The other question we've been getting a lot of, and I figured because it's Friday, we could talk a little finance, is the difference between our budgets here in town, right? We're a small town, but we have a pretty big budget, big school budget. How does that break out? What has your experience been with that?
Sure. So yeah, it seems like we're almost always talking about the budget. It's like as if it's a 12-month process, but so we do have a budget for the town, a budget for the Board of Education. Combined, they're about, at least this past year, the current fiscal year, it's about $121 million. About 65% of that roughly goes to the education side, so up the schools, and then the remaining 35% or so goes to the town. So on the town side, you have a lot of different departments. It's Park and Rec, it's Public Works, it's the Town Hall, it's Police Department, Fire Department, all the different services that people have in town, social services, the Senior Center, and so on and so forth, the library. So that's kind of how it breaks down. The Board of Ed does their budget in December, January. Usually they approve it in January. The Town Council does our budget March and April. Usually by the end of April, we're approving it. So that's a little bit about how the budgets break down here in Cheshire.
Great. Thanks for joining us. If you have questions that you want answered on our little videos, please put them in the comments, and we'll come back to you in the next few weeks. Thanks.
All right, everybody.